Morning guys, we are back. So I haven't uploaded on here for a while, and that's because I had this horrible virus that's going around at the moment. But we're back, I'm on the mend and ready to go. So today I'm going to be training chest and triceps, and I just thought I'd do a quick video sort of to go through some tips on how to get the most out of your chest training. I've noticed with chest training from training clients on the gym floor that it's one of the muscle groups that people just seem to struggle to hit correctly. People just seem to find it quite difficult, especially at the start, to actually engage the chest. And there are a number of reasons for this, which I'll explain. So the first reason that I think people struggle to feel it where they need to be feeling it or should be feeling it is the reps are just too fast. They are more focused on just getting the weight from A to B, so A to B as quickly as possible, instead of actually slowing it all down, thinking about trying to use the muscles that you're trying to use. So the chest, you're trying to use your chest, so what you want to try and focus more on is how you're moving the weight from A to B. So really focusing on the form and the muscles that you're trying to use. So it's not just a case of let's just move the weight, it's how am I moving the weight? It's more focused on using correct form and trying to actually engage and squeeze the chest. Which then brings me on to my next point, which is just trying to use too much weight too quickly. So what you want to focus on first is taking your ego out of it, lowering the weight, making sure that your form is perfect. So you've sort of got your form nailed, and then you can start to slowly increase weight, keeping the form very strict. So no matter what weight you're using, form comes first, but you can then start to increase your weight a little bit and start to get nasty with it. Point number 3, and this is without a doubt the most common problem I see with clients on the gym floor. It's the first thing people usually do, and it's probably the most difficult one to get sort of out of once you start doing it. But it's very, very common. So when pressing, again, the whole sort of point of doing your bench press or your dumbbell presses, or the whole reason that you're sort of doing that exercise is to build your chest. But what tends to happen a lot of the time is the shoulder blades are not retracted. So when you're pressing, your shoulder blade should be pinched back. So if you're pressing with your shoulders forward, what happens then is you end up pressing through more of your shoulder than your chest, and you're never going to build your chest if you're not really using it. So yeah, the point of this is firstly retract your shoulders, pinch back, so everything's sort of retracted backwards, and then you're giving yourself your chest up and you're giving yourself a strong sort of place to press from them. But what tends to happen is people's shoulders round forward and they end up sort of pressing like this, which leads all the sort of weight then onto your front delts, which obviously, as long as that's happening, it's not on your chest, you're kind of a little bit wasting your time. And then my 4th tip is basic, but it's something that I think everybody could do with, especially when you're first starting out, we do more of. It's just practice. You know, like you really, really light weights, don't worry about the weight, go really light, and you just want to make sure that you're getting your form sort of perfect. You know, like just constantly thinking about the movement that you're doing. So again, like I say, your chest's pronounced, your shoulder blades are back and pinched, so you've really got yourself in a strong position to press from. And just try and just practice, come around squeezing your chest muscles. Like I can now feel the tensions on my chest, whereas as soon as I lift my shoulder blades forward and go into like this hunch position, there's no longer any tension. I can feel that. As soon as I retract back, stick my chest out, I can instantly feel it's sort of tensed up, which is showing me that it's working. But yeah, you don't even need any weight. Just lie on a bench and just practice the movement. So that'd be my 4th tip. Just really get into that mindset of trying to perfect the exercise. That's the way you're gonna get the most from it. But before we get into the chest training, let's give this Monster Ultra Peachy Keen a go. Not had this one before, so let's see what it's all about. So just starting off with some flat dumbbell press. Just warming up here, really trying to engage the pecs, so the chest muscles, focusing on really slowing it all down, really just trying to squeeze at the top. And as you can see, I'm in a strong position to press because I've retracted my shoulder blades. I'm keeping my shoulder blades pinned back and giving myself that strong position to sort of press from. My chest's up, and again, it's just a case of just slowing it all down, really focusing on the actual movement. So yeah, keep it nice and strict, and just make sure that you're using the muscles that you're trying to use. So then I moved on to some incline dumbbell flies, and you will notice again that my shoulder blades are pinned back, so I'm giving myself that strong position to sort of do the flies from. But you'll also see that I've got a bit of a bend in my arm when I bring the dumbbells down. I'll find that by turning it into a bit more of a press, I just get a better stretch and contraction on the pec muscles. But that's just the sort of way that I've found that I sort of get the most out of the exercise. But again, we go back to keeping your shoulder blades pinned back, so you give yourself that strong position to sort of perform the exercise. You'll see that I'm not going super heavy, I'm just focusing on getting the best reps possible, and nice, slow and controlled, which is this sort of the three things that we spoke about earlier. But yeah, if you can just get the reps right, you're winning really. Then the third exercise was the machine press, which I absolutely love this exercise. I really can feel especially when I slow it all down, I can really feel a good squeeze on the chest. And I just think when done properly and controlled, nice, slow, it will sort of slow it down. Just find that you can really get a good workout on the chest. But again, it's all about your form. No bringing the shoulders forward. You'll notice that my back and my shoulder blades don't creep off the back of the bench. It's all pinned back, pressing through the chest, which is, of course, what we're trying to do here. So I'd really, really have grown to love this exercise. And if you're enjoying this video and you're finding value from it, which I hope you are, please do subscribe and hit the like button. So then before I moved on to training my triceps, which I didn't get any footage of, but because this video is about the sort of training your chest properly and getting the most out of your chest training, but I finished off with some push-ups, which again, when you're using that time and attention and slowing it all down, you really can get a really good workout on your chest. I find a lot of people with push-ups, again, they just go too fast. They're more focused on just getting the push-ups out, whereas do less reps, but slow them down. You know, you'll get more out of it that way instead of just rushing through them and not really using your chest. And then this is where I'm currently at with my physique, but I would like to drop a couple more % body fat over the next month or two.